Dear Disney, I have an idea for a Star Wars movie. It's called Rogue 2. It's all about how the rebellion figured out how the beacon thing worked. The main character is a girl whose dad is a Sith Force ghost who's forced to work on designing special Sith ghost space toilets.
I like it.
Imagine your evil enemy announces to the world that he has a massive new set of super weapons. But they're not ready yet, and they're completely defenseless and totally useless, and please don't attack them just right now, but wait like 16 hours. I think you would assume this is the most obvious trap of all time.
It's a trap!
Do you have a picture of your boobies I could see? Please?
I don't have my camera. You could bring one.
To do what?
I don't know.
Why doesn't Admiral Akbar's son, Aftab Akbar, immediately shout, "It's a trap"? At the very least, why isn't everyone really suspicious about this being a trap? I mean, it's kind of what the Emperor does. He did it in Return of the Jedi 1. Why aren't you suspicious about it happening in Return of the Jedi 2?
Yeah, actually, everything is just fine, but I need you to have a seat right there, friend.
Yes, sir.
It's a trap!
Do you have a picture of your boobies I could see?
Here's the plot. Go to a place, find a thing, but to understand that thing, you need to go to a different place and find a guy, and then you'll understand that thing, and it'll tell you how to go to the next place and find the next thing, and that thing will lead you to find the secret place. Why did anyone make a special knife with ancient Sith writing on it? Who made it? Why?
I don't know.
Who's leaving this trail of breadcrumbs? The Emperor? It's also not ancient. It points to the Death Star. It's been there 30 years. They stole this from the Goonies. Does the Emperor want to get caught? Is he like the Zodiac Killer? Palpy has 1,000 Death Stars, and the good guys only have 16 hours to find them and blow them up before they can turn their shields on. And so they send 3 people on a quest to find the Death Stars. What's the rest of the rebellion doing?
You have to say it like that.
Like what?
Do me a personal favor. Be optimistic.
Yes, ma'am. This is terrific. You're not going to believe how well this is going to turn out. It's going to be great.
At this point, they have the dagger, the clue that'll lead them. They're on their way to find the Death Stars, and then Chewie has it, and then Chewie blows up, and then... So now they have no clue.
We gotta go! They're coming! Ray, come on!
But we gotta go. Why? Go where? The only clue you have to save the whole universe is in that wreckage over there. Sure, Chewie's dead, but like, go rooting around in his corpse for that knife, or else, you know, everyone dies. But I guess you have plenty of time to find more clues. Cut to the next scene.
We've only got 8 hours left.
So what are we gonna do?
What can we do? We gotta go back to base.
We don't have time to go back. We are not giving up. If we do that, Chewie died for nothing.
Oh, Chewie had the dagger.
Well, then we gotta find another way.
Well, there isn't. That was the only clue to the Wayfinder thing, and it's gone.
By gone, you mean in the wreckage, under Chewie's burning corpse. Maybe go and find that, since you have no other clues. And you only have 8 hours to save the galaxy. I guess it just doesn't occur to them that they could go rooting around in wreckage to find a clue. Maybe they would have to go get a special black market salvaging expert. In A New Hope, the characters get the plans of the Death Star, and they're on their way to Alderaan to deliver them. But they come out of hyperspace, and Alderaan's been blown up. This, like, you know, directly antagonizes the main characters in their quest. It raises the stakes, and adds tension, because now you see things don't always go right. In these movies, planets blow up and no one cares, then you've never heard of them, and you can't remember what they're called, and it doesn't matter anyway. So in this movie, when Chewie blows up and dies and they lose the clue they've been after, that would raise the stakes and cause tension. And you'd be like, oh no, now what? Except the movie already has told you that Chewie's not dead, and so now your characters are running around going like, how do we find it? It's gone, but you know it's not. Oh, okay. But a smart viewer or a person who's paying attention during this adventure to save the entire goddamn galaxy would realize that there are 2 Sith Wayfinders. How do you know? Because Lando said it in a throwaway line earlier.
Only 2 were made.
A Sith Wayfinder.
Maybe we know who has the other one. Maybe it's some guy who's real thirsty and wants to bang the girl you hang out with. Use the thirst. Ray, use the fanboy thirst. That's supposed to be Alec Guinness.
Use the
Thirst.
Luke.
Hey, wait, remember it used to like take time in hyperspace? Like time to like do training and like play like a weird chess thing? Light speed skipping! Maybe there's been lots of technological advancements in the same exact ship that also spent years in the desert.
Possibilities are
endless.
Awesome.
Yeah.
3PO can't translate it because it's illegal, because he follows the laws all the time. Laws like, don't do treason, which he's been in the rebellion. I seem to recall another incident where they're like, hey, do a thing, and he's like, that's against my programming. And then he just does it anyway.
I beg your pardon, General Solo, but that just wouldn't be proper.
Proper?
It's against my programming to impersonate a deity.
How does 3PO know what's legal anyway? Just tell him it's legal. What, like, is he a legal scholar? And then his eyes turn red, and I laughed because it was stupid.
At Delta 36, transient 936, bearing 3.
What's Kylo trying to do? So, is he trying to kill her? Or is he trying to turn her? Because the Emperor tells him to kill her.
Kill the girl.
But then he's like, JK, I want you to join me. But his pickup line for that is to try to run her over. She has a ranged weapon, maybe shoot her, I don't know. And so he turns on the Emperor by like trying to turn her instead of kill her. But the Emperor actually wants her to come there and kill him?
You want to kill me?
That is what I want.
What? And also Kylo like betrays what the Emperor told him to do, even though the Emperor can like read his mind?
I have been every voice you have ever heard inside your head.
So what is Kylo doing here? I think we all know the real answer, is that he's being really dumb so that there's this cool shot in the trailer. Cool. I want to see that movie. I'm gonna come. So Kylo's Wayfinder, which is the one they end up using, is in that wreckage back there. See that? So I guess those things are tough. It survives that crash. The other one that's on the Death Star, it survives the Death Star blowing up. It survives the Death Star crashing into the planet. And they really make those things tough.
He's with me.
Why isn't the Death Star in a million pieces? Because we already saw that happen. And then it has to crash into the planet, and then it has to sit in the waves for 30 years. But it's fine. Wait, why does the Death Star have electricity still? Before they went on the adventure where they rescued Chewie, they had 8 hours left to save the galaxy. Now there's like, what, 6 hours left? Or less? And Rey's gonna go all Castaway style? There's no one to help them? They can't radio for help? In a movie where the end is like millions of people coming when you radio for help? One of the few things we know about Kylo is he's a Vader fanboy. He has Vader's helmet. Vader's funeral pyre was on Endor. I assume he went to Endor to get it, so he's been to the Endor system. So when he goes on his quest for the Sith Wayfinder, why hasn't he just popped over into the Death Star 2 and found this one? Why did he go all the way to Mustafar in the very beginning of the movie? Why hasn't he already been to the Death Star 2? Or maybe Kylo didn't go to the Endor system to get Vader's helmet. Maybe he just like traded for it at a fan convention. You know, you trade like one palpy fingertip for a few Vader skin flakes, and you work your way up and eventually get the helmet. Why would shipping containers be haunted? Unless, I think JJ Abrams is dumping bodies in shipping containers. Don't quote me on that.
We've only got 8 hours left. So what are we gonna do?
In 8 hours, you're gonna go to your ex-girlfriend's planet and find a black market droid smith. And then infiltrate the First Order command ship, rescue Chewie. Poe gets shot, and then the movie forgets this happens.
I'm the spy.
What? You?
We don't have much time.
I knew it!
No, you did not.
What Palpatine doesn't know is we're a dyad in the Force, Rey. 2 that are 1.
crash into the not Endor planet. Then Rey is going to have to like sail and climb up into the Death Star, then fights Kylo, then goes to the Sneeze planet, destroys the ship, and isolates herself there, just like Luke did, so she can't be turned to the dark side. Only to have Luke then change her mind, and then he lifts his busted-ass old X-Wing out of the sea, and she has to fix that, and then fly to Exegol. In 8 hours. Well, but she's good at fixing things. If it's all in one piece, it shouldn't take that long, right? You could fix that in 90 minutes. My dad was a crew chief, a mechanic in the Air Force for years. He worked on F-111s. So I asked him, how long do you think it would take to fix this? And he said, how the hell did you get back in the house?
What were you gonna tell Ray before? You still on that? Oh, I'm sorry, is this a bad time? Sort of is a bad time, Paul. Well, I guess later it doesn't work like an option. You're gonna let something off your chest. Maybe now's not the worst time.
Leia made you acting general.
Poe is in charge of the entire rebellion now? You don't have any tacticians, no strategists, just you're a pilot?
What's our plan?
Our plan, Captain? Not commander, right? Wasn't it Leia's last official act to demote you?
There's no one left. And also, you know what you guys should do now that the Emperor is about to unleash 1,080 Death Stars? How about jokes?
General.
The Sith fleet will increase our resources 10,000-fold.
General.
Now I forgot a master. Oh, that's a good take. Can I cut, George?
Adam Driver is so good, but has been completely wasted by this trilogy. Somebody should cut together just one good movie out of this whole shit trilogy, telling Kylo's story, and also completely rewrite it. Which, if you look back now in this trilogy, it's all ruined. The Force Awakens is all about having to blow up Starkiller Base, but like, in 2 years, Palpy's coming back with 1,080 Death Stars. So you go and rewatch that, and it's ruined. The Last Jedi, they kill Snoke, but who cares? In 2 years, Palpy's coming back with 1,080 Death Stars. It bonus Snokes. Remember how Kylo was all like,
It's time to let old things die. Snoke, Skywalker, the Sith, the Jedi, the Rebels, let it all die.
imagine Rey joined him, and then they got down to ruling the galaxy with like space tax reform or something. And then Palpy comes back with 1,080 Death Stars. I don't know, maybe that would have been more interesting. In the title crawl, it says Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is going after the Emperor because he doesn't want to share power. Like, he don't want to play second fiddle to his BDSM girlfriend's grandpa. I mean, who would? So what if the First Order was against the Emperor? Maybe Rey and the Rebellion would have to team up with the First Order, who feel threatened by the Emperor. And then with their powers combined, maybe they stand a chance against the Empire. Maybe that could lead to some interesting dynamics. They team up and they destroy the old way. They destroy the Emperor, right?
Legions of Star Destroyers. The Sith fleet will increase our resources 10,000-fold.
So the Emperor's fleet is 10,000 times stronger than the First Order's. Why does he need the First Order? Why doesn't he just say, screw you guys, I'm taking over? I think it could be interesting if the First Order doesn't trust the Emperor.
This fleet, what is it, a gift? What is he asking for in return? Does that...
Prepare to crush any worlds that defy us.
Or we could Return the Jedi with space horses. So at the end of The Last Jedi, the Resistance is whittled down to like 14 people and no fleet. And then this movie starts, and then Palpy sends his woof that he's got a massive mega fleet that's 10,000 times more powerful than the First Order, which had like already wiped out the Resistance. And their response to this is to go on a series of side quests so they can find the fleet, because once they know where it is, they can just take it on directly. Well, you know, that makes sense. Why not spend some of this movie showing how they got their strength back up? You know, people are rising up against forces of tyranny. You could show why they've been inspired, because it's like the crux of the whole thing is they've been inspired. But like, why? Is it Rey? Did they even know who Rey is? Was it because of what Luke did at the end of The Last Jedi? Because what he did was he was a ghost, and they shot at him, and they missed, because he was a ghost. And no one was there to see it anyway? So in The Last Jedi, they still have a resistance, and they're facing just like some AT-AT walkers, and they're like, hey, everyone help! And no one comes.
They've heard us, but no one's coming.
In this movie, when it's a suicide mission to join them and they don't have Luke Skywalker anymore, everyone's just like, sign me up. Because now that it's a suicide mission, I'm definitely down for it. Maybe I could be a ghost too. So instead of learning like why anyone has hope, we just have a side quest and they say one-liners.
Oh, they fly now! They fly now? They fly now!
Everyone is saying they fly now. Even Chewie says something. I think we got it, guys. That's the Wookiee Rosetta Stone. Get translating, nerds! Actually, the movie does have an explanation for why people have hope. It's that Chewie and Lando off-screen go to recruit the galaxy. No, really, that's the explanation.
That's where Lando and Chewie come in. They'll take the Falcon to the core systems. Send out a call for help for anybody listening.
And they leave to do that at the same time the fleet leaves to attack Exegol. So they pull off the greatest military recruitment drive of all time in like 4 minutes. How the hell do they pull that off?
I don't know.
Does this story seem possible?
The math of these like fleets is so insane. Here, in The Force Awakens, the First Order are like more powerful, the Resistance are the underdogs, and then they blow up several of their homeworlds. And then in The Last Jedi, they destroy their entire fleet, and there are like 14 people left. And then in this movie, this should be 10,000 times bigger than the First Order circle, so this isn't even in a scale. But the Emperor shows up with that giant fleet, and now those are the odds they're facing, and then Rey does Rey things. And do they even destroy the First Order? Do the randos destroy the First Order and the Final Order simultaneously? How many randos do you have? And do they destroy every Death Star destroyer? All 1,080 of them? Because, say, just one escapes, then that means at the end of the whole saga, the fascists have a Death Star that's mobile and hard to find and fast.
Man, this movie is making me dehydrated. I need to get some liquid. Let's try this one.